Be as good to yourself as you are to other people.
Yeah. So we are coming with a force. Yeah. Blessings we are reap and we go it in on.
What's up, Tater Tots? Welcome back to my channel. If you're a real one, it's your girl Tati back at it with another video. In this video, we are going to be talking about my top luxuries, simple luxuries at that really elevate your life. Now, before we really get into the luxuries, I wanted to break down, let's talk about what luxury is, because just like there's different ways to be beautiful, think Naomi Campbell, Tyra Banks, Beyonce, Tyler, TLC, Escape, all of them are different levels of beautiful, but it still gives you beauty. You still feel like they're beautiful, right? Same thing with luxury. So think about how you really define luxury. In this video, I'm going to be talking about it two ways. I'm going to be talking about more of the external, like physical beauty and how to improve that, if that's what you're interested in. And I'm also going to be talking about more of the internal things that have less to do with like beauty and things like that, or just elevating your look and your image, and have a lot more to the feeling of like how it's gonna make your life kind of feel. When we're going through this, y'all know how I told y'all I'm gonna do elevated living at any price point. So whether you have money to spend to get everything I say, or whether you have to DIY or have to kick back, not do as much of everything that I say, it's still gonna be something here for you. But think about that. What area are you in? Are you someone who is willing and ready to spend, or are you someone who wants to save a little bit? Or how I said, remember, willing and ready. Because maybe with some of these areas, these are personal to me, you might not feel like that area is really an area that you need to or that you want to spend in or spend the most in. So maybe you're like, let me hear, what was the more low budget things that she said, or the lower budget, more inexpensive things that she said? I might do that. Or you might not incorporate it at all, because there's different versions of luxury. So make sure you have a version of what luxury looks like to you, what elevated living looks like to you, and what you want to improve in your life before you continue on with this video. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to define luxury as outside, anything that is outside of what is needed for like survival, right? So we're going to go up. Do you need shoes? Yes, you might run track, so you might need cleats. Do you need the $300, $400 cleats though? No, you can get by with the $100 cleats. But for a luxury, or to treat yourself, or to help you improve yourself in the sport, elevate yourself, you get what I'm saying, you might buy the $300 ones. You never know. Or you might look around and shop the different brands that are $100 to see which one has the best quality, where you're still upgrading that quality and elevating your life a little bit, but you're also making sure that you're saving a little bit of your coin as well. Now, let's get into the image portion. The first simple thing that will really help elevate you are services. So think about different services. For me, my big one is nails. For you, it might be lashes or waxing, whichever one. Really consider one or maybe all if you balling like that. But what are the things that kind of make you feel the best? For example, I can have my eyelashes done and my nails aren't done, and I'll be like, okay, I look kind of cute, but I don't feel the most put together. Versus if my nails are done and my eyelashes aren't, I actually feel really cute. And I love me a good press on nail for multiple reasons. Not just because it saves money. It does save money. You can go to the nail shop, or you can save money with using press on nails. But also I get a lot more of what I want. When I do my own nails, I get to pick what press on nails that I want, and they come out looking how I want them to look. Versus sometimes I go to the nail shop, baby. My last couple of times at the nail shop, very hit or miss, and it takes so long. Versus press on nails take me such a shorter amount of time, which is another thing that kind of helps. Because remember, guys, time is also luxury. Okay, so when you are spending time is money. So if I could spend 20 minutes on my nails versus an hour, 2 hours at the nail shop, I'm going to do that. If I could spend 20 minutes, 30 minutes doing my eyelashes versus the 3 hours, I might do that. But it just depends on what you want to do. Because you might say, like, there are certain things that I'm just not doing myself. And you might be the same type of way of like my toes. My toes, I know I told you I do my nails. I started doing my toes myself, but my toes are a luxury that I love. I actually do love going to the nail shop. I typically do not do my toes myself. It's just not for me, but I do like having my toes done. So I go to the nail shop to get that service done. But services are a really big one that can really help you. And there are so many ways to save in different areas. Even if you are a girl that's like, I like my eyebrows, my wax, my nails, everything done. And it might run you $1,500 or more, depending on how you want to, really go about it a month. But versus doing that all the time and spending all of that money, you can also do some of these things yourself, and it's just a simple luxury that you can still have. You don't have to have $1 million, and you don't have to make it complicated. Doing your nails, literally going on. Eyelashes, literally you could buy strip eyelashes or the clusters, but either way, they are not that hard, and it's a very simple thing to include. Next for me is hair, and I did hair separate from services for 2 major reasons. Number one, hair is low-key a necessity, something that you need to have done. It's not like eyelashes or nails. It's a literal part of grooming. It's not an extra part. It's something that you have to do regardless. And number two, it is something that is not the easiest for everybody to do. Unlike press-on nails and things like that, doing hair is a little bit more of a specialty that people haven't tapped into completely. So it's a little bit of a different area. Now, because hair can be so complicated, I'm going to give you a little tip. Find you a signature hairstyle that you can do yourself. Whether it is ponytails, I wouldn't necessarily recommend ponytails because they do cause breakage, but ponytails, a wash and go, a twist out, straight backs, how I have, wigs that you could just slap on, things like that. Look for those signature styles, a bob, anything, and those go in a plethora of price ranges as well. You can buy the everything ready-made wig for $400, $500, or you could also buy you a synthetic or something off of AliExpress. But if you don't have money either because you don't want to spend the money to actually buy weave, or maybe you don't want to wear weave, maybe you like braids, you can go online learning how to do braids and things like that, but also just learning how to do a good wash and go or a good twist style, a good ponytail. Just a go-to style is going to really elevate your look because your hair will always be done. And outside of just grooming, no, it's not just, okay, grooming, I look polished, but it's going to give you that nice feeling. And it's going to give you a little bit of ownership because you don't always have to go to the hairstylist. And when you go to the hairstylist, you have a lot more agency because this is your style. You know how you want your bob to be cut. You know how you want your hair to be dyed. You know all of those things. And it's very simple. When you go in, you know what's expected, what you want to look like, and you know how you're going to feel with it. So try to find like a signature look. Think about the looks that either you get the most complimented in or you just feel the most beautiful in. And I would start with those looks and then experiment with different variants of that hairstyle. So locks, there's so many ways to do faux locks. There's so many ways to do braids. There's so many ways to do a bob. You can change the color, all these things, maybe even the texture. So many different ways to do it. So look into that. The next thing that kind of goes along with the signature hair that's going to be simple to help elevate your look is a uniform. I first heard that term on Style Unlocked, and I was like, what is that? Like a uniform. I absolutely love this idea, and it's something else that also Law Roach touched upon in his book, which is just what is that thing that you always feel nice in? The silhouettes. So for me, for a little while, it was a halter top and some bell bottoms. You can interchange the color of the bell bottoms, you can interchange the color of the halter top, and it's infinite. Maybe you just love you a nice dress with sneakers. Maybe you are the type of person that you want a blouse and something that can make it easy for this uniform thing. 2-piece sets. Nella Rose, I always see her in like a jogger set and she always looks so cute, but that's her one thing. She just puts it on and I guess that's what she feels the most comfortable in. That is what you could do. Find you some good 2-piece sets, find you some dresses because the dress will make you an outfit for yourself, and then maybe neutrals. Because maybe we don't always want to go with color, and sometimes color is hard to work with. Prints are hard to work with, and you're trying to do you a uniform and come up with something. So stick to those neutral colors or those more muted colors that you like and that you have found, and figure out like what you like. But definitely a uniform is going to bring just this sense of elevation because you're always going to feel nice and you can interchange it so you're not looking exactly the same. It's not like, oh my God, I always, no, you might feel like that, but it's so many ways to spice that up at every price point as well that it's such a good thing. Do y'all have a uniform? Because mine right now, to be honest, are dresses in the summertime. That's my uniform. And then in the wintertime, give me a nice nasty coat, some boots, some jeans, and a nice blouse, and I'm done. It doesn't matter what shape, color, anything. Give me a nasty coat, a blouse, some jeans, and some boots. Simple. And every time I go in the closet, I know what I'm wearing. That is why you want to get a uniform. It simplifies your life, giving you that elevated look, always looking put together, but not giving you the stress of always, you know, having to feel put together. And now, once you have yourself put together on the outside, let's talk about some of those things that are more so internal. Getting outside and having hobbies are not just for rich people. I know at this point in society, it feels like that because we monetize everything. Monetize all your hobbies, everything you're doing. You're good at painting, sell the painting. No. Get you some hobbies that you do just for you. So whether it is running, whether it is pottery, painting, the arts, anything like that, find you something and then go out and go to events like that. And you could do paid meet and greets, you know, you can pay for pottery and things like that, but also the museum's free sometimes, the zoo is free sometimes. They find those free avenues or those inexpensive avenues that maybe is $10-20 to get into this exhibit, and force yourself to get out, especially with events. Go to Run Club. You love makeup, go to some of the events that Sephora puts on. Sephora puts on plenty of events. You like influencing, go to some meet and greets that some influencers put on. Really try to up all of those things, because that is going to get you out and that's going to make you feel better about yourself. You're going to build a better community, and it's just going to elevate you when it comes to community and also getting better at the things that you like, because you're going to become more knowledgeable. You're going to feel more comfortable having conversations. You're going to have several people around you. You're going to be more involved in the life. So even if you wanted to get better at pottery, you want to get better at vlogging, you want to get better at doing makeup, surround yourself around it and give yourself that chance. I'm gonna give you all an example. I love singing, okay? I cannot sing. I did choir, of course. I don't know, black people in church and school, but not for real, for real. I did not make it into the glee club. I'm not worried about singing on key. I'm not that girl. I tell my husband all the time. I watch videos of singers and people are like, oh my gosh, she did so terrible. This sounds so bad. And I'm like, she sounds just like the record to me, because I don't care. My husband got me a karaoke machine, and baby, I wear that karaoke machine out. But before I got the karaoke machine, so you could get an idea of why he even bought it, me and my siblings in the car will sing down. Sometimes we're bored. Me and my friends would sing on the patio. Oh, we about to turn on the music. We playing the whole Dreamgirls soundtrack while I'm doing my hair, or X, Y, and Z, and we're just listening to Dreamgirls singing. And am I worried about anything? No, none of my confidence is necessarily tied into it. I hear myself getting better sometimes. I'm like, ooh, that note I thought was hard, it's not as hard for me to hit. Or I'm listening, I'm like, I hear 7 notes. At first I only heard her do like, I thought it was one flat note. I hear 7 different going on. You see, I don't even know the proper terms. But I feel good, I feel accomplished. But it's not something that, like, if somebody was like, you cannot sing, Tati, you sang so terribly, I wouldn't care necessarily, because I'll be listening to myself sometimes and be like, girl, that sound bad. But I'm not a professional singer. I don't do it for profession. It's for fun. And having those hobbies gives you something outside of that, ties into those things. Because you might be creative outside of just being a mommy. And that's why going to the museums and doing other things like that, it just gives you an extra essence of life. And I really think upgrades you. And again, it is not just for the people who make 6-7 figures. That's not just for that. It's for everyday people as well. Go to the thrift shop and start making repairs. If you like fashion, watch the fashion shows online. They might not fly you to Milan, but we're in the age of the internet, baby. You could definitely watch those shows online. You could stream them. They will be showing them online at the same time. So yeah, such and such creator or whoever it is, they get invited, they get to do all this X, Y, and Z, but you are still a part of that community and you can still enjoy it no matter how much money. And if you got the money, girl, go ahead and fly to Milan, and go ahead and go to all the big greatest museums. Go ahead and go on, a Renaissance track and see all the original paintings in Europe. Do all of those things as well, because what am I talking about with elevation? I'm talking about how to improve your life. So tapping into your hobbies, whether you are rich or poor, is something that you could do, because some people have the money to do these things and we just don't. Sometimes you have the money to buy a sewing machine if you wanted to. You just don't give yourself the time because you're devoting yourself to work. And this is where I really want us to think about it, even with what I talked about before, even when we're talking about some of the superficial things. You have the money to get your hair done at least once a month. You do. But you don't prioritize yourself. You want to spend it on other people. You make other people feel good. You're not prioritizing your finances. So you're paying back X, Y, and Z people that you shouldn't be paying back when you're buying clothes that you really don't want. And you could have saved all that $300 that you spent, that $1,000 you spent on that bag. You could have saved that, and that could have got your hair done for 3 months. Follow me, follow me, and follow me. I know you might feel called out. I'll be calling out myself too. Don't think, when I'm telling y'all this stuff, don't think it's just for y'all. I'll be calling out myself too. But really sit down and start thinking about what you want to do, girl. Next is dining. I absolutely love eating food. I think the experience of a nice restaurant is so beautiful. And I would say Take yourself out at least once or twice a month. Girl, go out to a nice restaurant and have you a cute dinner and enjoy yourself. And if you can't afford to do that, because maybe, girl, I don't got time, I can't be going to Mastro's once a month. Cool. Find you a happy hour. Go to the nice restaurant and go to the bar and just get a drink. That's what a lot of people do. Go to the bar and just go sit down and get you a drink. It could be non-alcoholic drink as well, girl. You ain't got to drink if you don't want to drink. You can still go sit, get the ambiance, sip your little drink, your little mocktail, and enjoy yourself. At happy hour, they usually have stuff that's half off and things like that, so it'll be a little bit cheaper. Get you an appetizer or two, and just, you know, once a month, twice a month, once a week, however often you can afford to do it, treat yourself. Always do something for yourself and have that one-on-one time. I'm not saying going out on a date. I'm not saying girlfriends, hanging out with your sister, your cousins. I'm not doing, no. You by yourself, giving yourself an experience. And if you can afford that, or you're just a little too shy to do it outside, or honestly just you want to start pampering yourself and doing a little bit more self-care type of stuff at home, I would also say make yourself a dinner or breakfast, anything. But girl, get you some charger plates, get you some solid silverware. Go ahead and get you some placemats. You can go to Amazon, you can go to, girl, they have them at Ross, at Burlington. You don't necessarily have to go to Macy's or the more expensive places. You can go to some cheaper places, but either way, set yourself a nice dinner or drink and things like that at home. You guys might have noticed I always have me a drink to the side. I've made a couple of videos on the drinks that I make, but that's my thing for myself that I make at home. I love boba, but boba can get a little expensive outside. So I got me some things to make my boba and make my teas and things like that at home. And I still get to enjoy that, and I still have a certain quality of life that I'm trying to, you know, help me with when I don't have the money to necessarily spend, because we don't always have the money to spend. Sometimes we're not in the season to where we could be that girl that we used to always be, but you always want to feel like that girl. Buy you a cute reusable cup, boba cup, buy you some boba and make you some boba tea or whatever it is, if you like drinks or whatever, but make you a nice dinner, a nice drink. Really treat yourself and do something kind for you. Do it for yourself, not for just a loved one. My boyfriend's coming over, my best friend, or my nephew, or this or that. No, do it for yourself. Be as good to yourself as you are to other people. Because we will, in a heartbeat, decorate a room, throw out flowers, everything, show up to our homegirls events with flowers. We'll make it. Girl, I was driving a whole hour to go to my niece's recital. We'll do everything for everybody else, but how are we showing up for ourselves? How are we showing up for ourselves? And that's not attached to a price tag, how I said. When I'm giving these tips, baby, you might think, oh, this ain't for me. And you know, I'm in a certain price bracket. But are you taking the time for yourself? Oh, yeah. It's not just about that. And also, what comes up must come down. We're not always in the season to spend. Even if there are people who are making six figures who say that they live paycheck to paycheck. Not because they're actually living paycheck to paycheck, but because they don't have any money left over because they're trying to save. You might be in a season where you're trying to save. So yeah, you can go to Starbucks or Boba or Tea House, wherever you go to get your teas and everything else like that every day. You can afford it. But you're trying to save money, and that's going to actually help you save whatever money you're trying to save. So these tips will still help you keep that same quality of life, or try to keep that same quality of life at a lower expense. And the last thing that really makes a difference is your home and or car, because I know some of us spend more time in the car than we do at home, girl, and it's a-okay. But that space that you spend the most time in, your peace, really try to decorate that space and make it a home. I know, especially if you move a lot, like I used to move a lot, I'm not really a decorator. I did not have, like, I just started having paintings in places because I started painting, but I didn't grow up that way. But now I do try to decorate. Y'all see I have a little bit of decoration behind me. And even when I'm saying like making the teas and doing certain things, I really try to improve my experience at home. Get you some bubble baths. You can go to Bath & Body Works or Le Labo or Marshalls. It doesn't matter, but get you some scented soap, some hand lotions that smell good, that add those extra little bits to your house. You guys might have saw when I was vlogging last year when we first moved here, and I was vlogging it, I went to Bath and Body Works and different places to just really improve the ambiance about certain type of plates and things like that, because I wanted to make my experience at home great. When I'm at home, I feel good. When I walk around my house, I feel good. Looking at the paintings that I have up, my clothes in my closet, you guys might have saw when I redid my closet, and I'm still working on my closet to figure out, you know, how I want it to look. But that's a space and the time that I like to spend. I like going in my living room and seeing how my couch looks and sitting down and enjoying the areas that I have. So really make your home a space that you, and remember everything I'm saying is focused on you. You want to make sure that it is something that you are enjoying. And whether you are working on the external or you are working on the internal, I would say all of these things are going to really help you out to really elevate. But if you're saying, Tati, you gave amazing tips, all of these places, girl, give me the top place or maybe top 3 places to start or things like that. I'm going to say first, figure out who you want to be and how far that is from who you are. How you want to be. That's first, because that's going to dictate everything else. Then I'm going to say find you a signature, whether it is your signature hair or your signature uniform, whichever one, but find you a good signature. That's going to help you with your image so much. And then pick a hobby. So many people have all the other things I say and they don't. Pick a hobby. Pick something that is outside, that is not monetized, that you just love doing. Get a hobby. Those will be my top 3 things that I would say, because internally that's really going to help you heal. It's going to help you do something that you enjoy. It's going to help you release any energy that you have built up. It's going to help you build community when you find the people who also like the same hobbies as you and do the same things. When you're seeking to learn new things and you're going into the stores asking questions or going online asking questions, it's going to build you a whole different community that's also going to help you elevate more into the person that you want to be. So those would be, like, if you had to take anything else from this video, I really would say everything, all the tips, and I wish you could take all the tips. But if you're like, okay, Tati, no, I need to implement this today. I need to sit down, I want to journal, I want to do X, Y, and Z. Who are you? Signature look, hobby, and you're on your way to great things. But that is the end of this video, you guys. I hope that you really enjoyed this video. If you did and you have not already, go ahead, girl, give this video a thumbs up. That just helps me out so much, and sharing this video will help me out so much, and everybody else, because you're not the only person. I'm not the only person that's trying to elevate their life. It's so many people that are looking for those small luxuries that are like, why do I make so much and I still don't feel happy, or I'm still not at the place I thought I would be. This will help out all of those people just like it's helping us out, girlfriend. Make sure you join the conversation that's going to be in the comment section down below, and also on my other platforms. We're going to be continuing this conversation. It's the same thing as here, Tati Simone. I know it's spelled weird, but it's Tati Simone. And last but not least, you know what you got to do, right? What you got to do? That's right, subscribe to my channel so you can grow with your girl, and so you can grow with your girl, and so you can grow with your girl. Break it down, and break it down, and
Ghost, yeah. So we are coming with a force, yeah. Blessings we are reap and we coursing on foot.